Is Ripple partnering up to create a stablecoin? Could XRP decline 18% in the latest dip? Ripple is moving into a new metaverse project? Stay tuned till the end of the video to find out. But first, we are giving away 25 XRP at the end of the month to one random subscriber to start on their XRP journey. All you need to do is to like the video, subscribe and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comments section. Welcome back XRP Army. Let's grow the XRP Lab community by pressing the like button and subscribing to this channel to stay updated at all times. Ripple and Navati Group, a global finance giant based in Australia, have teamed up to develop a new stablecoin that will be tied to the Australian dollar. According to the written agreement, the corporation intends to deploy it on the XRP ledger. Ripple Network for instant cross-border monetary transactions has been used by more than 300 financial institutions throughout the world as of this moment. Since the beginning of the last several years, the Navati Group has served as Ripple buyer. The Australian dollar-pegged stablecoin is the newest addition to the company array of digital products and will be integrated into Navati International Funds Network. The value of the stablecoin that is tied to the Australian dollar will be equal to the value of the Australian dollar. Using the power of blockchain technology, people and organizations will be able to send instant cash payments to any location on the planet by using a stable coin that is tethered to the value of the Australian dollar. This will even help them save a significant amount of money in terms of transaction fees. The recipient, on the other hand, has the option of keeping the stablecoin whose value is fixed to the Australian dollar or cashing it out in the form of the Australian dollar. Timely money and settlements across international borders are one of the many major leverages that the stablecoin that is tied to the Australian dollar bears. The Navati Group, in its capacity as an issuer of stablecoins tied to the Australian dollar, expects to derive revenue from the product in the form of conversion, transaction, and service provider costs. In addition to this, the company plans to integrate an Australian dollar-pegged stablecoin into the existing global payment providers ecosystem. Simply because of how quickly transactions can be settled, there has been an increase in the number of businesses that are using stable currencies that are based on blockchain technology. However, the typical banking system necessitates a few days' worth of waiting time. Because of this, stablecoins based on the blockchain have been in demand for a while. The Navati Group already possesses a massive service provider community that is licensed for both Visa and MasterCard transactions. This makes it possible for Navati to collaborate with shops so that they may easily take digital cash in exchange for fiat currency. However, once they have these funds in their possession, they can instantly move them to any location on the earth using a stablecoin that is tied to the value of the Australian dollar. Navati is of the opinion that this type of usefulness offered by stable currencies is, for the most part, underutilized. They are also positive that several global corporations will find it fascinating to pursue this opportunity. In addition to the XRP ledger that is maintained by Ripple, Navati will even subject the Australian dollar-pegged stablecoin that is maintained by the Stellar blockchain community. With the introduction of a stablecoin, will the use of XRP increase? What do you think? Furthermore, after a brief rally, Ripple price analysis has turned negative, with the price falling by more than 6%. Price is presently at $0.308 after sliding to $0.3028 earlier in the day, and it has the potential to decrease to 25 cents before the end of the day session. Since the beginning of June, the XRP price has generally been going lower. However, a brief rise achieved a high of $0.3497 on June 15, 2022. Since then, sellers have regained control, with trade volume dropping by more than 24% to $1.48 billion. To break free from the present negative picture, XRP will need to develop momentum and break through support at $0.335. The global cryptocurrency market has shrunk dramatically, with Bitcoin falling to $19,300, a 7% drop. Ethereum soon followed, holding slightly above $1,000 despite a plunge of more than 8%. Among the big altcoins, Cardano fell 3% to 47 cents, and Dogecoin fell 5% to 5 cents. Solana has likewise dropped 5% to $29.68 in the last 24 hours, while Polkadot has dropped 6% to $6.82. Tron was the only altcoin to exhibit an uptick, rising to 6 cents with a minor rise. The analysis comes from a reputed cryptopolitan who says, that the price of Ripple can be seen creating a definite decline on the 24-hour candlestick chart for Ripple price analysis. As the price of XRP hangs around 30 cents, an evening star pattern appears, indicating a shift in trend. The price might fall towards the 25 cent support level throughout the day trading, as Ripple market worth falls precipitously. At 31.14, the 24-hour relative strength index is approaching oversold territory, and a 24% drop in trade volume suggests the same. The important 20 and 50-day exponential moving averages also point to a bearish alignment, with either now poised at $0.3360. Any upward consolidation over the following 24 hours will have to break through this level. Similarly, the moving average convergence-divergence curve is forming lower highs and may fall deeper below the neutral zone if the present trend continues. The current support levels for XRP are 30 cents and 25 cents, with resistance around 40 cents. What do you think? What will be the price of XRP in the coming days? Also, Ripple made an announcement regarding the launch of the Root Network, a decentralized blockchain network. This launch was accomplished in collaboration with Fluff World, a worldwide creative community, and the NFT collectibles ecosystem. To bring the open metaverse to life, which will unite several NFT collections with over 195,000 distinct goods and over 340,000 transactions, the network will be used. The open metaverse offers a variety of important advantages to its users. It does this by removing the boundaries that are now present between the user and many different areas of interest, making the environment as a whole more engaging. The primary objective of the metaverse is to provide a more satisfying experience for users in a wide range of contexts, including gaming, banking, and social networking, amongst others. The open metaverse adheres to the decentralized design philosophy throughout its construction. All of the user transactions as well as their digital assets are under their control at all times. The sole proprietors of any data, content, or identity linked with a user are that user. As a consequence of this fact, the incorporation of XRP on the Root network is a big step forward in terms of the overall growth of the cryptocurrency. When the developers of Fluff World were asked to explain the necessity for a completely distinct network for this metaverse, they stated that their reasoning stemmed from the goal to provide any creator with access to the typical functionality of smart contracts without the creators having to design or implement contracts themselves. They also claimed that code that had been developed in the past to function on the Ethereum blockchain may be performed on the Root network through the utilization of the Ethereum virtual machine. Fluff World was designed and built by Non-Fungible Labs, a Web3 dream factory situated in Auckland, New Zealand, with the purpose to empower common creatives in the building of the open metaverse. Fluffs, party bears, thingies, burrows, eggs, and rayguns are just some of the popular NFT treasures that can be found in Fluff World, which is a metaverse ecology of NFT character items and a worldwide, creative community. Fluff World has developed and partnered with a set of tools at the infrastructure, protocol, content, and application layers that were developed with the user experience in mind and are fully integrated to ensure interoperability. These tools were built with the infrastructure, protocol, content, and application layers. With this partnership, the use of XRP will increase, but will it boost the price? What do you think? Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Kindly note that the prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered financial advice. Do conduct your due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.